Excellency Mr. Khin, Honorable Union Minister of Industry, Myanmar, to address the inaugural plenary.
Honorable Ministers from India and Deputy Ministers from Asean countries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, it is my great pleasure and I feel greatly honored to take this opportunity to deliver a speech in this great event where Myanmar have coming in the new era right now. So let me use these opportunities to clear some portions how Myanmar is going ahead together with ASEAN people. So, first of all, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry of India for the precious effort from promoting ASEAN-India cooperation in trade and services, Confederation of Indian Industry in cooperation and organizing this event, and to all representatives of their warm welcome and generous hospitality. It is really a wonderful evening here today because I like to be here with all ASEAN people, partners, to explain some development stories of Myanmar, how coming into the new open up market. First of all, as you are all aware, that Myanmar is just emerging very lately. Of course, we have some opportunities to overcome some difficulties where some other neighboring countries have already overcome this one. So there is a good chance for Myanmar to participate with all the partners here. So for the meantime, Myanmar is just entering a new era for the open market economy. But what we need right now is the correct participation and help from our neighboring country. So that's what I'd like to enhance. In the meantime, Myanmar is trying very hard, just passing over about 1.5 years of the new government. This means there's only a short period of about over 19 months. So only 39 months left for the new government to develop new constructions and infrastructures for all the people of Myanmar to be able to participate with the ASEAN countries. As you are all aware, partnership among ASEAN countries to develop prosperous future by means of new ideas and trends and innovative ideas and research and development. R&D is very important for Myanmar to catch up who are going further from the Myanmar very fast. So let's catch up this scheme to build up new human resources development in Myanmar as our people here now arriving to participate with these events. Some about 15 participants of Myanmar people are now arriving here to cooperate with the Indian people and Indian government to start up some business here in Myanmar. So we are just inviting all the interesting people around Myanmar to be able to build up new PPP model, public-private partnership, to enhance our existing industries and economy as well. So let me explain for the SMEs. Globally, more than 90% of value chain is represented by SMEs, and it plays as a backbone of all the economy. So further populations in urban and rural areas are fulfilled with job opportunities by SMEs alone. And they understood that SMEs are playing in major role of their livelihoods. Also, the contribution of SMEs to GDP can be realized within a range of 30 to 60%, and it contributes to exports 19 to 31% right now in Myanmar. So by reviewing and learning different success stories of SMEs around the world, it can be found that technology transfer and investment is a necessity for developing SMEs in this region. Moreover, SMEs still need skillful laborers, and they are to be trained in order to produce high quality products, competitive price, and good market prospect. So other facilities such as laboratories to check and monitor products quality, research and development, and development centers, incubation centers are also to be developed in Myanmar with the aid of some other Indian companies already in Myanmar arriving now. So let me explain three main categories our new government is trying to promote more. There is one that is SME promotion and cooperation among this region. And the second is the energy sector, most probably to develop by renewable energy or any kinds of energy that may be a new kind of energy or another form of that can be either electric or hydrogen or whatever. That is the most important energy needs for every people, not for Myanmar. So let me explain for this one. Myanmar is trying very hard for this one because, as you all know, there is a very serious issues for everybody. So only the fossil fuels right now we're using can last only for a few decades soon. So we need to find out some another renewable energy as soon as possible. So in order to enhance any sector and also for the SMEs development, human resources development, HRD, together with the research and development is very important and to implement as soon as possible. So in this regard, Asean Center of Business Incubation Centers and R&D Centers to be established as a part of the plan of action to implement the ASEAN-Indian Partnership for Peace, Progress and Shared Prosperity 2016 to 2020, and also to accelerate the successful development of entrepreneurial initiatives through an array of business support, resources and services. The main goal of Excellence Center and business incubators is to encourage the development of new business within the local community by assisting a local entrepreneur to start a company in this area. The community is likely to benefit from an increase in the number of available jobs in the area and the additional revenue that is brought to the city or town as a result of new business. So also upcoming collaborations and linkages from ASEAN into India can enhance the cooperation measures not only for local SMEs but also for private sectors as a whole to help and facilitate the expansion of business activities. In the same way, it shall serve as a baseline to increase the growth of developing partnership and linkage as well as for integrating the ASEAN-India SME to global supply chains within the shortest period. Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, we need to figure out enhancing the competency of our SMEs on global supply chain by enabling business environment which is relevant to the world standard, enhancing cooperation and participation of the Asean network in global supply chain, and creating appropriate procedures in line with good policy involvement. As for the distinctive Minister of Industry of the Union of Myanmar, as I'm responsible for the industry or the state-owned industries, about 59 factories out of the 103 SOEs have been privatized in order to extend the coverage of private sector involvement, especially in the textile and garment and apparel industry, as India have already successfully implemented before. We have to learn like that. And also one that is successfully in Myanmar is the pharmaceutical industry, which still have a new challenging for all people because we cannot provide enough market share. Only 10% of our Myanmar needs is able to produce from Myanmar pharmaceutical industry right now. So we are looking forward the right partner to invest in Myanmar together with us. And another sector for the chemicals and waste water treatment, that is also one challenging sector to solve as soon as possible as the environment problem is going up. So we have to save our planet with the special instruments and technologies to monitor from time to time not to spoil our green environment. So the very significant item in our country, that is the necessity of the steel requirement in Myanmar. So iron and steel industry is one of the most challenging industry right now in Myanmar, which is not doing well because of a lot of barriers and huge investments. So the old government and every government no longer agree to invest as much as possible right now because of the huge investments. So our government is now considering to find some correct partners from abroad, especially most probably from India, for the steel industries, because we are planning to purchase some iron ores from here, pellets, from India, very close neighboring countries, which can be able to use in our industries very soon. So our partners in Myanmar who are coming from India before, they can find some correct partnership here in India to provide the very competitive price of the pellets of the iron ores and also some steel scrap in order to melt irons in Myanmar. So that's the factories, those are under the iron steel industrial sector. 2 steel mills, namely one in central Myanmar, that is in Myinjan. There's a melting plant of the huge capacity, and the other one in the hilly station, that's a Shan state, that is in Pimpak. There's an iron ore plant, mostly run by the Russian technologies, with very new technologies never been before in the world. Maybe Myanmar shall be the very first pioneer for this process. The process named the Rommel process for melting out of the use of the very low-grade iron ores. So that 2 steel mills have to be developed stage by stage, and commissioning and finalizing and looking for the appropriate partner to cooperate with us, starting from the raw materials pallets and to the steel after finishing complete products for our construction and day-to-day use. So recently, a very adverse effect on the steel industries. Before the price of the steel is very high before, right? But right now it's very comparatively lowering and lower before, but sharply increasing right now within a few periods. So it's a good time, right time for us to invest this iron industry to be a successful industry as well. So the raw material supply based on the transportation and supplying and logistic cost is very important for the Myanmar, although there are some barriers to transport those from the seaport to the hill station. There's quite a big barriers to overcome. But anyway, because of the price variation, it can be able to cooperate with right partners for the successful project very soon. So we have to find out some ways and means for collaborations with others. At the same time, commercialization and corporatization shall adopt for improving SOE's performance. If privatization is not smooth in the beginning time, but gradually can find solutions later, and for that recent conditions in Myanmar, privatization or merge of the few SOEs into a larger one and then transfer to private sector shall be performed step by step. So that's a time for us to look for the right partner from ASEAN countries to participate with us. So there's a good chance for me to be here to declare our real situations, what Myanmar is doing right now for the new government to participate with the ASEAN people, ASEAN countries, and what we need right now is cooperation of our partner countries. So also Minister of Industry shall fulfill the prerequisites of the debottlenecking, the transformation process, industrial policy and law setting to simplify and privatization model is in order to maintain the sustainability of changes to induce the level of interest from investors and supporters as well. In conclusion, I'd like to request all of you to extend the best of our cooperation and find out the most appropriate and effective ways and means of promoting regional trade and supply chains and the participation of SMEs in growth process, empowering the linkages for collaborations in supporting trade investments as well as services, manufacturing and agriculture sectors also. So let me conclude my explanation today that Myanmar is now moving forward and changing everything and very frankly participating with the ASEAN countries and everybody. So our participants are 15 people, 15 members of Myanmar are now arriving to India in these sessions. Can you please stand up to show and participate with our Indian group? So they can be able to participate and to bring Myanmar into new shape because this is a time for us, for the challenging countries. We are facing good challenges, but please, so there is a good chance for us, even though how the big challenges, we are able to overcome those challenges because of we are sure that we have a good right partners among us. So anyway, thank you very much for being here together with this special arrangement, and we are looking forward to cooperate more and more every time before the end of this new government years that shall be completed after 3 and a little more, maybe 39 months only left for the new government. But anyway, we are not looking for those political reasons. What we are looking right now is to reshape and restructure our nations into a very developed countries like India and some other countries around Myanmar. So as you all know, that Myanmar is just located in the very strategic place between giant countries like India in the west and the Thailand and Indonesia or some other country in the east, and also a big giant in the north. So anyway, we have to reshape our country and nations with the human resources, because today I've learned that a lot of younger generation, young students, and some from universities, they are visiting India for this session. They have learned a lot from India. So that is our duty, to rely on those younger generations for the future, for the brighter future. So anyway, thank you very much for your participation here.